Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I haven't had a vlog lately. I've had some pretty bad days with the diet. I've noticed that with the diet, my emotions seem to have a multiplier attached to it. So if I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling extremely happy, but at the same time, if I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling extremely bad. So yeah, that's making me a bit difficult to live with. But Hannah's doing great. Uh, she's doing well. We've had a couple of problems, but with the communication more than anything. But she's understanding and she's being a lot more patient than usual, which is good because one of us has to be. Because my patience levels has been quite low. Poor little William. But so I've not been too bad. I haven't yelled at him. I go to the firm no. Well, that's a bad example. I didn't do it properly, but I go a lot firmer, a lot faster. But William's as good as gold. If you tell him no, he'll go okay. So, but say to making my temptations to eat worse. Yesterday I had a bit of bad news. Well, I say a bit bad news. What happened was a family member had fallen, and it has a lot of problems because of that fall. Well, we're not sure whether the problem's called the fall or the fall called the problems, but uh, what happened was well, what happened was a family, a friend of hers contacted me saying, "Have you heard from her? Because I haven't heard anything in a while, and I'm being worried." So I tried to call her up, and nothing. So I called up my mother and said, "Have you heard anything?" She said, "No." So I said, "Could you go over there for me and check, because I'm really, really worried." So she sent my sister, who found her on the floor, and she thought she was on her bed, and she was very confused. So that's made me extremely. She's in hospital now, and they're doing tests. They've found an infection in her blood, but right now I'm not getting a clear answer from anyone in England about what's going on. My mum's the person I'm speaking to mostly, but she doesn't know. So yeah, and because of all of this stress, I really, really, really was tempted to eat yesterday while all of this panic was going on, especially to not knowing. At least now I know she's in hospital, so she's in the safest place she could possibly be. But for all of that, I was really tempted to break, but I didn't. I didn't cheat. I looked for some cucumber in the fridge, but I couldn't find any. Cucumber is okay, by the way. Cucumber is like the only thing I can chew on that, and sugar-free chewing gum. But I can't have sugar-free chewing gum because it goes straight through me, and so bit too much TMI, but yeah. So I don't think that's a good idea to have while I'm barely eating anything. Uh, so it's to say I looked for the cucumber, but I couldn't find anything. And then when Hannah came back, she found it, but it'd gone off. So it doesn't matter anyway. So Hannah said she was gonna, but I don't know if she remembers. She's gone to the playgroup today. That's why there's no William around. So yeah, so she don't know if she's going to pick it up or if she remembers or not. But her back's playing up a bit today, so she asked me to meet her. So maybe I remember. As it's Monday, today's the day I weigh myself, and because of the temptations, I'm really proud of myself. I really needed a good weight to know that I was doing well, and it was a lot better than I thought. I am down to 109.5 kilograms, and that's a reduction of 4.2 kilograms. So in a week, that's fantastic. That's about halfway. About. I haven't done the proper math, so I'm not going to claim, but he's good considering my goal for the operation is 104. You can understand then why after week 1 being down to 109.5 is great. Considering I've got a month to get to 104, so 1 week going down that far is brilliant. So that is hurt me up a little bit. Obviously, I'm still worried about my family member. So yeah, but that's kind of helped me stay on the right path, and it has been hard because since being in Sweden, I have used food as a coping mechanism. So yeah, and it's usually been a vicious cycle. If ever I had a good streak, I say like no crap, and then I would go as well as I could, and then one day I would crack. I'd feel bad, so I'd eat something. But then the next day I would feel bad because the day before I ate something, so then I would eat something, and so on and so forth. It'd be like a snowball thing, rolling a snowball. You know what I mean? Going down the hill, and where it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So. As I say, it's been hard to stay on track, but I've managed, and I'm so proud of myself for doing so. I'm just trying to remember that this is all for William. This is so William can have a healthy father who can run around after him and be in a lot less pain with his hip. Someone put in the comments of, I think it was the last vlog I did, that they were like, oh, I haven't spoken to you in a while. It's a gastric bypass I'm having to help me lose weight, but I need to lose so much weight before the operation, because what the weight loss does is it reduces the size of the liver, so it's an easier operation and get in easier. That's the main reason why they make you lose. I think it's like 10% of is what they. I think it was about 10% was roughly. They do all the numbers and everything. So, but of course, the more weight you lose before the operation, the easier the operation, because then the smaller the liver is, obviously. So. Just because I hit or I'm looking good to hit the 104 doesn't mean I can cheat now and then go back on it a bit later, because first off, it's like, will I get back on it? I don't trust myself so much, and also, is it worth the risk? It's still an operation, and any operation has risk factors, so the easier I can make it on them, the more likely I'm going to survive. Because if something happens to me, then William hasn't have any father. So not only would this all have been in Vervain, it would have been a bad thing. But that's what's the sort of thing that's keeping me going. So it looks good to hit the target, and I'm gonna keep giving it the best I can, on top of being extremely worried about my family member. I'm not saying any names, but I think if anyone knows about my family in England, they probably could have a good guess who it is. So yeah, really worried about her. So this is usually where I say I hope you enjoyed it, but I really don't think you're going to enjoy this. But hope you're proud of me for staying to it, possibly. Every time one of you say you got this, or good job, or keep going, it really does help me a lot, which is why I'm carrying on these vlogs. Because another thing is, it helps me get the shit out of my brain, which perks me up a bit. Because even just after this 11, nearly 12 minutes of talking, has made me feel a lot happier. And this is what I'm saying, because you can tell right now how my emotions are multiplied, because I go from the beginning and now I've gotten it out and I'm feeling more relaxed, more comfortable. I'm perking up, and I'm noticing this about myself, so I can only imagine what Hannah's noticing. So yes, thanks for this. This is helping a lot. So I really appreciate all of your support. So thank you. Please like, share and subscribe. I am the Food. Thank you for watching.